Hello everybody, it is Sukasa, and welcome to release day of Divinity Dragon Commander. This is my first impressions review slash overview where I play through the first bit of the game for the first time and educate you guys on what the game is all about and demonstrate and show off some of its game features. And I'll give my feedback and opinions as they unfold. But first, I want to say any and all copyrighted game materials used under fair use for instructional, educational, demonstration, and review purposes. So, anyway, what is Divinity Dragon Commander? Well, it is the newest game in the long line of Divinity series from Larian Studios. The previous Divinity games that they made, Divine Divinity, Beyond Divinity, Divinity 2, and the upcoming Divinity Original Sins, which was recently funded through Kickstarter. So, it's made by the same guys, but Dragon Commander is a bit of a departure from what Larian is normally doing and what they're most well known for, which is isometric RPGs. And that's what the upcoming Original Sins will be, an isometric RPG. This, however, takes a pretty bold step for Larian, in that, at its core, it's actually a strategy game. Think Total War, where it's got an overall strategy campaign map that's turn-based, and you fight out the battles manually on an RTS map. However, the RTS battles work a little bit more like Command & Conquer, where there are buildings you can build to recruit your units, and yeah. So it's a little bit different than the way Total War RTSs play out. So that's what it is at its core. However, Larian takes what they're best at and also incorporates that into the game, turning the game into quite an awesome little genre-bending game that combines many different types. So they also take what they're best at, which is RPGs, and throw that into the mix. It's got rather strong elements of RPGs, including a story, overall story, cutscenes, dialogue, and morality choices. So it's got all of that, plus turn-based strategy, plus real-time battles. So it all puts together and makes for quite an awesome little genre-bending game. And now I'm going to play the main campaign for the first time, and kind of give my first impressions, overview, and review of it. So, I've been having my eye on this game for quite a while now, and I've been pretty excited to play it now that it's finally released today and fully unlocked. Just released, like, officially 8 hours ago. I've been waiting all morning for the family leave, so I had a quiet environment to make this review. I did, however, play through the tutorial here earlier, so I kind of got a grasp of the controls and what I was doing. The tutorial, I should say, is not quite what I was expecting. In here, most of these are actually just videos.
Let's get started, Commander.
Yeah, just videos. However, the first one here, the training grounds, takes you to an RTS map where it gives you little pop-ups on the side trying to tell you what to do. When you click on those, it plays these videos. And the videos, they're great videos. They tell you the controls and what you need to do on the RTS map, but it doesn't extend beyond that. It's just a very short, go, build yourself some units and kill the few preset AI that just stand still. So it wasn't quite what I was expecting, and it's functional though, and it let me get the grasp of the RTS and all the RTS controls, but it doesn't cover any of the strategy overview kind of turn-based stuff in the tutorial. I'm guessing though that's going to be covered in the story campaign, which is what I'm going to play here. There are a few different options in here for single player, including a story campaign. You can make a custom campaign, or you can play sort of sandbox skirmish mode. I'm going to jump into the story campaign here, and we will see how it goes. So, now, did you just think Divinity Dragon Commander was just a title? No, sir. You actually play as a dragon. And not just any dragon, a fucking jetpacked dragon. That's right, you have a fucking jetpack strapped to your fucking back. How cool is that? And you play as the dragon at any time you want during the RTS battles. So it's a really, really cool addition. So, it just continues that whole theme of genre bending. It's almost like a third-person arcade shooter mixed into the RTS battles, which are part of the turn-based overall strategy map, which takes place during a fully dialogued, voice-acted, cutscened role-playing game that has a story and deep morality choices. So, it's almost mind-blowing what Larian has put together here. Anyway, though, I'm going to take a look here. I did take a look at these earlier. I think I don't want the Saber Dragon for my personal playstyle. I'm thinking about going with the Mountain Dragon. Get this acid spit fireballs. Turns my fireballs into acid balls. The Blood Leech sounds pretty good. When I damage an enemy, 30% of the damage gets added back to my life. And this one gives me double health regen. And this one will give me the Warlocks, which are a sort of a flying unit that's made from the ground unit guys, though, from that building. But they're good versus everything. It's either that or the Zephyr Dragon. Zephyr Dragon gets the Shaman and some like buffing and healing stuff. But this third one seems really, really good for multiplayer, because there is multiplayer, of course, but I don't know if that's going to be good for single player. So, I don't know. I'm going to go with the Mountain Dragon, because it seems to get a pretty decent mix of stuff. It's kind of ugly, though, isn't it? Okay, let's go with Zephyr. I'm going to go with normal. Let's change my color. The color of royalty. So, that's that. That's not too loud.
Thousands of years ago, Sigurd I built incredible engines of war, and with them forged an empire. The emperor married and sired many children. He even had a love child with mysterious Aurora, an ancient dragon in a woman's guise. Once united, peace was declared in Rivellon, and bloodshed soon forgotten. But Sigurd's realm of peace was shattered when his own sons and daughters rose against him. War returned with a vengeance, and annihilation reached new heights. Desperate to safeguard Sigurd's legacy, the wizard Maxos sought the help of the one child that never betrayed his father, Sigurd and Aurora's son, the half-dragon prince. He would be the one to save the empire from ruin, and to aid him in his quest, Maxos delivered unto him the imperial command ship known as the Raven. This is the story of Maxos and the Dragon. This is the story of the Dragon Commander.
Sweet. So we're a half-dragon prince on a freaking airship. Hell yeah. Rebellion times. Sigurd I, Emperor of Rebellion, murdered. Sons and daughters go to war. Siblings vie for the throne. No quarter given. Decades of peace end on bloody battlegrounds. The undead proclaim war as punishment from the gods. War waged with terrible contraptions. Elves and lizards horrified. Imps delighted. The Emperor's political popularity pretty much straight across the board. F. Gold prices skyrocket. War not all bad, say dwarves. There's quite a healthy dose of humor mixed into the game that I've noticed thus far.
Welcome, noble dragon, to the Raven. This wonder of engineering. This miracle wrought in magic that has a living demon for a heart. Between the knowledge I shall pry from this infernal creature's cryptic mind, and the avalanche of tomes, manuscripts, and blueprints aboard awaiting study, we will catch up with our enemies in no time, and claim back the lands they have taken by force. Our task is monumental, but we will not have to face it alone. 2 famed generals are here already, loyal to the legacy we are trying to save, and therefore loyal to you, given time. I have furthermore enlisted the service of Grumio, an imp of devilish cunning that can fashion anything my research will uproot. Already he has created you a wonder he calls a jet pack.
Awesome.
Talk to these men, get your bearings, and begin your conquest. If you have any more questions, you can find me in the Royal Chamber, which I shall use as a study.
Excellent voice acting.
Good luck, Dragon. May the Divines be with you.
It's an intriguing storyline. Sort of a civil war between the Emperor's kids, all vying for control of their dead father's empire. Left click on a character to talk to him or her. Click on the strategy globe to access the strategy map. Okay. Find Maxos in the Royal Chamber and... how did he pronounce that? Grumio? In the engineering bay. To research. Right. So... bar the engineering bay, the Royal Chamber. I see, that's how you move about. Can't really move the camera here. Awesome. So let's go to the bar. Nice.
And there we have it, I suppose. The dragon son of a monarch deposed. Rightful heir to the throne, even if he was born out of wedlock.
So I'm a bastard son.
I am Lord Edmund Augustus III, Duke of Hawknest Hall. I'd add at your service, but I don't think we're quite there yet. To be perfectly honest, I'd normally entertain the idea of lending my expertise to your cause as curtly as I'd consider attending a dwarven opera. But not unlike my fellow general, it is Maxos' backing of this enterprise that has me intrigued. You have doubts benefit, Dragon. Let's see how far it takes you.
I really like the voice acting, and I mean, it's a freaking lizard man with a monocle and a British accent. You don't get much better than that. We got actual dialogue choices here. I sense a lot of distrust in you, Edmund. What is your take on the war that has erupted? I do sense a lot of distrust.
When one dwells among the highest echelons of power, where ambition runs thicker than blood, distrust is your best friend, as is its brother, caution. In your case, though, the waters of misgiving run somewhat deeper. You are, after all, but a half-dragon. They call your kind dragon knights to lend an air of nobility to a lowly mixed breed. Not many make the distinction, even, but the crucial difference is impurity. Human ancestry taints your being, for humanity and weakness are 2 sides of the same tuppence I drop in beggars' hats. A bastard twice are you, my lord. Bastard born and bastard bred.
Harsh. Should kill him where he stands.
Only that it was bound to happen. For when an emperor weakens, his empire weakens with him. Now a litter of dogs is fighting for the throne, so maybe their dragon half-brother can walk away with it.
See what the next guy has to say here. What is this? Girls... What? Empath machine. Interesting. What does he have to say first?
Greetings, sire, sprung from kings. I am Grumio, son of Grumio, an imp of good and honest standing. Your technician, shall I be, if it pleases you? your engineer and architect. I hope you'll like my jetpack. It is my
Hell
gift
yeah.
to you, to keep without recompense, for gladly shall I remain aboard this wondrous ship, to tinker and toy, hammer and hew. She is special, this vessel, filled with wonders undiscovered. The wizard, he feels it too. The taste, the tingle of mystery. Oh, to unlock its secrets. Let's ready the tools, my lord.
Alright, new unit types and upgrades can be unlocked by spending research points. The more countries you occupy, the more research points you receive per turn. Some research items are grayed out. To unlock them, you need to research the prerequisites first or progress further in the story. Okay. So it's pretty cool. Pretty traditional strategy, having a tech tree like this. I like how it tells me what the f***ing doing, what doing them will grant me. Unlike XCOM, I really was miffed about that. Okay, so let's see, what do we want to unlock? I've got 20 research points to spend. Ah, advanced stuff. Ooh, armor. I think I want that. Expert, gotta unlock the other stuff first. Wow, a lot of stuff in here. A lot of stuff. That's pretty cool. I like that. Solid immunity, trooper. Those are abilities, I suppose. Zeppelin, ironclad, armor, hunter. I want to go with the sort of things that give me the biggest bang for the buck. This is what I already have researched. So I have access to the shaman, the trooper, and the grenadier. So I'm missing the warlock. But, you know, I think I want the armor. Yeah. Why not? Alright, so I now have access to the armor. There's no, like, time to research sort of thing? How does that work? Haha. That's cool. Yeah, it's like a tank, so definitely want that. What should I spend the other 10 on? Anti-air turret. Sounds useful. Grenadier binoculars. Grenadier attack range increased 25%. Enhanced engines allows trooper to travel faster. Public transport. Those armors to transport troopers and grenadiers. Oh hell yeah, definitely. Sweet. And let's go ahead and unlock the warlock. So that spends my first points. And what does?
How's that
what else do I have to say?
jetpack working out for you, my lord? I knew you'd like it. Well, my lord, when your good father and Maxos first started to conquer the world with their fancy machines, we Emps were mesmerised. None of us cared if we were being drafted into a strange warlord's empire, for if those were the weapons he wielded, we were all ready to welcome him with open arms. By golly, were we ever. Steam-driven giants on land, on sea, even in air. Oh, the ecstasy! Such wonders, such ingenuity, and jeepers, what cannons! Ever since then, some 30 years hence, us imps have dedicated our existence to the advancement of these delightful machines. Now, before those blessed days arrived, people regarded us as eccentric gnomes taken to experimenting with flame, gas, and liquid like so many charlatan alchemists. But, ha, those days are over. We are scientists now, famed and fortuitous. And truth be told, though, we've never quite given up our love for all things combustible. Rather on the contrary. Not that you mind, do you, my lord?
Rather impressed with the whole voice acted cutscenes and all of this thus far. It adds quite a bit of backstory. It makes the universe that the game takes place in accessible and interesting in a way. It's providing me with the tidbits of the backstory in an interesting and entertaining and often humorous way. I think that's a really good way to introduce the player to a new universe, a new IP that most people who are playing the game probably aren't familiar with. Let's be honest, most people probably haven't played the 12-year-old Divine Divinity and don't really know the whole lore behind the Divinity games. And this is a bit of a spin-off. It doesn't quite follow that canon, as I don't know, it's been so long. What does this machine do? Oh, that's just how you open up the thing without talking to him. Interesting. Well, let's move along. The World Chamber, I think. I need to talk to a guy in here. Yes. Right? That's pretty cool. Oh, hey, look at that. Ah, it's that same newspaper. So I guess this updates as time goes on with new headlines. That's cool. What is this one? Tome of Wonders. Anything else to interact with? I like the polar bear pelt. That's pretty cool.
Never hesitate to seek my counsel, Dragon Knight. Tirelessly I study and question, in the knowledge that my discoveries will make you the mightiest dragon ever to have soared the skies. We too shall unite dragons' daring with wizards' wisdom. Nothing shall stand in your way.
Access. Wait a minute, he does research as
Gladly
well?
shall I do so.
Oh, I fucked up then. New dragon skills can be unlocked by spending research points. The more countries you occupy, the more research points you receive per turn. Yeah. Some dragon skills are grayed out. Aha. So the other guy was like the overall research stuff for my empire. My dragon form research comes from this guy. I did not realize that. I probably should not have spent all of my research points on the other guy. Oh well. Now you guys know not to make that mistake. So I come with the Ray of Power and the Purifying Flames because I picked the dragon I picked. I have... Aha, so I have access to the other ones that the other dragons that I didn't pick. Like, yeah, the Blood Leech, that was what the Mountain Dragon got, even though I went with the other dragon. So I still have access to that, I just have to research it. That's good to know. Quite a few of different options in here for your skills. That's pretty cool. Not nearly, obviously, as many as the overall tech guy had, but which makes total sense. But still, quite a few options in here, in a branching sort of method. That's cool. So, what else do you have to say?
Praise be that I know more than 100 languages older than mankind itself. If not, these books would mean very little to me indeed.
Tell me about that.
That is quite a tale, my friend, so bear with me.
Tell me the backstory of this war.
Since the dawn of time, beautiful Rivellon has been a stage of bitter rivalry, strife, and war. Haughty humans, all too lofty lizards, dogged dwarves, erratic elves, irrational imps, dogmatic undead, and yes, wayward wizards even, couldn't forego the time it takes for the moon to wax and wane without turning to fresh violence. Peace. The word itself hardly had a meaning. It was an abstract. Until after long and dark ages, 3 men decided they had had enough. I was one of them. The other 2 were your father Sigurd, and an eccentric inventor known only, even by us, as the Architect.
Dun dun dun. Architect.
We knew war would continue everlasting, unless one king would stand up, conquer all feuding factions, and unite the manifold battling races under the banner of a single world-spanning empire. Easier said than done was, I believe, our initial reaction. It was the architect who provided us with the answer to the question how on earth we would go about enacting such an unparalleled enterprise. He said he had ways and means to provide your father, a battle-hardened warlord in his own right, with engines of war such as the world never saw. Technology.
I guess that's where
That
the
was the
airship came
solution.
from.
For if we could go to war with weapons so vastly superior as to be unstoppable, every opponent would have to yield before our onslaught. Where the architect obtained his strange knowledge from, he never wished to reveal. But in truth, Sigurd and I cared little for his mysterious ways. For whatever the source, our plans worked like a charm, and in a matter of years, Rivellon was ours.
What happened to the
Yes, we
architect?
had done it. We had created our empire, and your father became its first and so far only ruler. For a few precious decades, peace had finally taken on a meaning. It was a bright flash, all too quickly extinguished along the tenebrous continuum of time.
From the tale, I gather a mighty empire was created. How come it fell so quickly? What is our true end goal?
Long have I asked myself that question. Yet the answer is as simple as it is obvious. Human nature. Love, jealousy, anger, grief. All of these emotions proved more fatal to the stability of peace than 100,000 war machines could. You see, Sigurd, the architect, and I remained close friends after our quest had come to completion. But then, one fateful day, a woman of unequaled beauty arrived
There's
at
always a
court.
woman.
After but a glance, there wasn't a man's heart in the room, not aching for even her mildest attention or a most fleeting caress.
The story of all great men and empires that fall, they all involve a woman, don't they? Helen of Troy, etc., etc.
Your father, though married, courted her, as did the architect. For myself, I'd admit I'd given up the very secrets of magic in return for her love, but I knew rivalry could only lead to misery. And so it did. For bitter rivals my two friends became, and when in the end Sigurd was the one to win her affections, the architect left the palace with such hatred in his eyes as to strike me as diabolical.
Dun dun dun. What did the architect do
A
next?
year their secret liaison lasted. 1 year your father and beautiful Aurora were happy together. Then suddenly she died. And it took me a long time to find out she did so at the hand of the architect.
Aha!
Sigurd never knew. He was destroyed by grief. The mighty warlord withered, and with him, the soul of his empire flickered like a candle in the breeze, until his own children blew it out forever, and hacked to pieces the land that was to have been his legacy.
Bastard.
I promise I will tell you in due time. For now, I must keep silent. Please, don't press me any further on the subject.
Quite a lot of backstory here. It's intriguing, though. I want to know
Though
more.
I said I noticed from the beginning her beauty was of such perfection as to be supernatural, I soon discovered she was indeed more than human, and that the enchanting guise we saw her in was but a mask. Behind it lurked the dragon.
Dun dun dun. So she was the dragon.
Yes, she was one of the
Father.
ancients, interested in the ways of the infinitely lesser creatures we nevertheless call civilized. She was intrigued by Sigurd, his war machines, and his empire. It led her to his castle, to a brief spell of passion, and ultimately, a downfall. No one in Rivellon, save for you, Sigurd, the architect, and I, know of Aurora and how her death affected your father. As far as most are concerned, he was a great hero who all too soon fell prey to indulgence, sloth, and alcohol, which lost him the affection of his children, and in time started the war. They are wrong, but truth will be revealed one day. Rest assured that when we finish our conquest and I can spend some leisure time in peace, I will write his history, and yours too. Everyone shall know the tragedy of him, and how his son, by the woman he loved, rose to save an empire.
History is written by the victors, as they say. Well, our end goal is conquest.
In a few words, victory and destruction. First, we must vanquish all warring rivals for the throne. Then, we must undo the technology that enabled them to go to war in the first place. We will rekindle the Empire of Peace your father founded, and be rid of the apparatus that might threaten it once more.
I see, so I'm guessing then that the architect shared his advanced technologies with the other factions. That's what's enabling them to go to war. Interesting story. I'm captivated now. Which, I have to say, is probably the first time ever that I could honestly say that about a strategy game. Let's move on. Well, what am I supposed to do next then? Went to all of these. Yeah, there's nobody else to talk to in these. So, nothing else in here.
Is there even more you're...
Oh, right back to the bridge then. Ah, I didn't talk to this guy. He will probably advance the story.
Let me tell you, right of the bat bastard, that I hold you in very little regard. Your father may have been a great king once, but this last decade, a crowned pig would have played the part better. He became a vainglorious fool, a sloth, and a coward. No wonder then that his own children could amass armies unperceived, and strike at the heart of a kingdom in a matter of days. He tried to run, but he failed, and they slew him where he stood. Now the realm has been shattered, and vultures are picking what they can from his corpse by means of new and terrifying war machines.
Gotta be the architect's hand in that then.
I'd say all is lost, but Maxos insists you are to be the one, the hero who will take back the land we've lost. Excuse me if I laugh in derision. Ha 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 ha! Still, you are a dragon, I'll give you that, and of ancient blood. Prove to me you have the rocks to do undaunted battle, and perhaps my respect may still be yours.
So both of these general guys really do not like me much. They both calling me bastards. Bastards. I'm not a bastard. Okay, maybe I am. Name?
Henry of the House of Lancefort. More you needn't know. Aye, and you have titles as well, but none of them king, as yet. I'll address you with the right regard the day you prove worthy of it. Edmund, he's called. A lizard of the House of Carcarus. In truth, I'd rather sleep with Syphilis incarnate than have him aboard. But there's no denying his talent. He's as arrogant as he is astute, and as ingenious as he is insufferable. Why don't you offer him a word of welcome? I know I won't.
So both of these generals are pretty insufferable, arrogant asshats. Alright, let's check out the strategy map and move this along then. Now that we've got quite a good feel of the backstory and what's going on in the game. During the strategy phase, build units and buildings. Play cards and conquer countries to expand your empire and its resources. Overthrow the enemy's capitals to win, and don't forget your own. When you're finished playing your turn, press the end turn button to proceed. Okay. Hold the left mouse button and move to navigate. Use the scroll to zoom in and out. You can pick up a pawn by left clicking it and drag it to another location. Okay. So, which one am I? I'm this guy. Alright. That's my capital. The nerve center of an empire. Its capital faction belongs to is utterly defeated. Well, that doesn't sound good at all. Alright, so I like how it's got in the bottom of the screen there. I can't mouse over right here in the circle. It's actually got my my avatar, which is rather awesome. I guess it links that through Steam or something. So what do I do? I don't get it. Where's my pawn? Where's... Okay, it could have done a little bit better job of explaining this, maybe highlighting where you're supposed to click and what you're supposed to do. Support, entrenchment, research points, revenue, gold revenue, and population. Okay. So, seriously, what do I do here? Clicking on the capital, right click it. What is that? Buy units, play a card. Turn. The end turn button? That's the end turn button. Okay, this just tells us what turn we're on. Alright, my total gold and gold per. Okay, and my total research points and return. Let's open cards. What the hell? It's also got a card game built into it? Good lord. How many freaking genres can they put into one game? There are many different types of cards. Play them on countries to earn strategic advantages, like Risk. Use others to increase your odds of winning battles through auto-resolve and or real-time. So, these are the cards I have. Combat card unlocks the Aurora of Annihilation for only one combat round. For one combat round. Okay. Diplomacy increases gold revenue by 200% for one turn. Treasure card sabotage. Troopers in the selected country won't be able to move this round. Why would I want to play that? I don't know. Combat card mercenary. 3 warlock mercenaries are fighting on your side this battle. 4 shamans. Interesting. So, that's what I have. So you can sort it in 2 different ways. It's interesting. I had no idea that cards part of the game. So, menu, Empire Overview. What am I supposed to do? Where do I guess I just don't plain start with any units. So I guess those are all the enemy ones. Aha. Arian. So there's only one enemy? Well, these look like neutral territories. I should probably focus on taking them first. So, right click here. Buy units. Alright, spend gold to buy new units. Earn more gold by capturing more countries. Okay. And I've got, what, 20 gold? So, let's buy... Oh, let's see. Medium. Yeah, that one's good against medium ground and air, and this one is... What is a medium ground anyway? I don't know. I didn't see any of those in the tutorial I played earlier. Strong against armors and light. Air. So, let's go with a little bit of each. Let's get like 2, so that's 6, 11. This is with 9. So, guess let's go with 10. This is with 9. What does this mean? The production capacity. Aha. They're gonna like make 4 per turn. Okay. Well, these are with 9, so what? 6, 7, 8, 9. Alright, we'll go. Wait, how many did I fucking click here? 1, 2. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah. I don't know what I want to spend the... I guess... Get another shaman and another... Oh. Well then. Okay. Yeah, I can only do 4. Derp. Sounds good. As you notice, the undo button in the upper right you can use if you're not satisfied. Alright, I guess that's all I can do this turn. It's in the turn. This phase, you can see the moves your enemies are making. You can skip them by pressing the skip button. Okay. plays a diplomacy card. Sabotage. Ah, he sabotaged me. Bastard. What does that mean, though? Oh, what the hell? How'd he get over there? I was hoping I could take those. Dead Emperor's bastard son gets wizard's backing. Emperor on holiday, pictures inside. Surrender while you can. Commander enemy. Now transports troops overseas. The power behind the throne. Maxos amazes again. Let's see. So, back here. Each country you conquer starts earning you gold. Additionally, the longer you hold a country, the better your defenses within that country will be. Each country is populated by a certain species. Your current popularity among the species is shown at the bottom of the screen. I think it was 50% with everybody. The higher your popularity, the more support you receive in this land. The more support you enjoy, the larger army you can have during the combat phase. Okay, good to know. So, let's take all my guys. Can I combine them into one army? Maybe? No? Two hunters and a transport. So, oh, one. I thought I made. Oh, there's the other ones. There we go. So let's take all of these and invade, and let's build a armor unit. So I got exactly 7. So that way that can defend this while my other guys are out. I don't know. Let's give it a shot, see what happens. Trooper. Yes, I can't combine these somehow? No? Alright, whatever. Okay. This is a neutral country. If you capture it, it immediately becomes yours, as do the country's units, should there be any. Okay. Move him there too. And him. Yes, full invasion. Alright. So, how do I kind of attack it? So I gotta wait a turn. Armor's okay. So well, first off, they could give you a little bit better directions. The tutorial tips are nice, but it doesn't quite point out exactly what you should be doing. Adding a sort of strategy campaign bit to the tutorial before you start this would have been nice. Instead, it only covered the RTS battles. So that's a bit of a deficiency that for new players to the genre, it would definitely be like, what the hell am I supposed to do? Even I'm getting a little bit of what the hell, how do I do this? This is in the turn. And it just captured it without a battle. Okay. Dragons apparently hibernate. Free naked dragon poster inside. The Emperor ate my hamster. That's funny. Where'd my generals go? Lounging in the bar. Yeah. But the other one, there.
Yes, Commander?
Commander?
Let's see how this
Your
is.
enthusiasm is admirable, Commander, but I fear it is rather misplaced. Actually, grossly misplaced is the proper term.
Okay. Go back here. So we've got 3 research points. I think everything required at least 5. Yeah. Now how do I save it? New save. What do I have? Turn 2? Okay. You have acquired a transport. You can now... How did I do that? Oh, it was part of the territory here. You load units in the transport by dragging. Okay. Whoa. What was that? Build. Play card. What are you? Just a trooper and a transport. He built a war factory here. Maybe I should do this. Buildings in various countries earn you strategic advantages. You can only have one building per country, so choose carefully if you decide to build a new one. A building in a certain country is not to your liking. You sell it and build another. That's cool. So I certainly don't have enough gold for that. Not at my current 7 per turn. Not yet, at least. Excuse me. Factories are used to build units. Naval units can only be produced if a factory is adjacent to a sea region. Mercenary. I see, so that will generate cards. Fascinating. Well, let's take... What do we have here? 2 hunters. Let's leave the transport. Shaman. Grenadier. I really like the whole Risk style map with the little unit pieces. It's a bit low res. It kind of reminds me of the first Medieval 1 Total War in that aspect, but it's cool nonetheless. Let's move beyond the whole. Let's see, we've covered the the RPG and the strategy map elements of it. So let's move into the RTS battles. And I think I'm running a quite extra long here. Yeah, too much dialogue cutscenes. Sorry, I wanted to hear all that. It was rather interesting. So thus far, I've been rather impressed with the backstory. The way they present it to you is in a rather entertaining and engaging way. It gets you sort of interested in the story and what's going on and everything. It's not just plopping you down into a game and saying, here, play. It, I don't know. I really liked the whole aspect, and they did it quite well. It was well executed. The strategy map could have used a bit more explaining, that's for sure. A little bit confusing at first, but I think I got it down now. Just some, like, those tutorial pop-ups should have had, like, an arrow or, like, highlighted how to, build units. I just kind of randomly figured out that I right-click it. Didn't tell me that anywhere, so that's a bit of a deficiency, but nothing major. Anyway, though, I think I'm going to put an edit point in here for now, and in the next episode, we will do the real-time combat. So, I hope you did enjoy. If so, don't forget to thumbs up, subscribe for more, follow me at Twitch, Tzugames, TZUGAMES. Until next time, have a good one.